week, Florida A&M University beat North Carolina Central on homecoming 28-21. This week we travel to Orangeburg, South Carolina to take on the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Coach, can you give us some opening statements and can you talk about this week's upcoming game against SCSU?
Well, we're happy to be coming off of a huge homecoming win last week versus North Carolina Central. Obviously, another packed house. It's 3 weeks in a row that we've had great crowds here at Florida A&M, and the guys made another close game, but we found a way to pull it out in the end. And very excited to be 2-0 in conference play right now. A lot of momentum headed into this week's game versus a tough South Carolina State football team that's 3-1 on the season. I think 1-0 in conference play, and so again to be another road game, which we talked about in this league, being able to win on the road is always tough, and so we have to mentally prepare to go into a hostile environment against a team that, for all intents and purposes, has had FAMU's number since Buddy Pugh's been there, and so we definitely have to go and try to change or rewrite history, so to speak, to make sure that we're not a part of history with him being one game away from breaking the great Willie Jeffries wins record there at South Carolina State. But great opportunity for this football team, and we're looking forward to this week's ball game.
Last 3 games decided by 7 points or less. Just when you look at the tape, or when you're talking to your team, is there anything you can do to kind of put your foot on their throat and kind of just take those close games away, or is it just kind of how they've been the last couple weeks?
Well, again, I think the most important aspect of it all is that we're winning, and that's what we take away from it. Every week you look to see how you can improve, win, lose, or draw. When you come back to work on that Sunday, you look for ways to get better. And as a football team, when they hit the field, it's the same thing. How can we get better? And so the fact that we are able to try to make these corrections after wins, I think is a much better feeling than having to make them after losses. If we had won the last 3 games by 21 points apiece, we still be coming in with the same mindset. How do we improve upon that? How do we get better? Because typically when you leave a game, you see things that you left on the field. There have been games where we beat Fort Valley 57-20, and we came back and said, could we not have scored 70? Could we not have held them to a shutout? So I think every week is an opportunity for you as a football team to grow and get better. And so we're excited to be on the plus side of those 7-point games as opposed to the minus side, because there are 3 teams that we beat who are sitting there saying we lost a game by 7 points or less, as opposed to us being able to say that we won 3 by 7 points or less. So, but our goal is to be better every single day, and we'll continue that goal because I think that's the best way to continue to grow as individuals, as a football team, to look at what we can do moving forward, not so much the results from last week.
Coach, a lot of history is going to be at stake this weekend. You got Ryan, you got Coach Pugh. Talk about being a part of that game, because it becomes your legacy, win, lose, or draw. And those are the kind of situations that people remember you from as coaches.
Well, Saturday is my birthday, and so I'm going to have either a rewarding birthday, saying that we won another game, and our quarterback, barring some unforeseen event, becomes the school all-time leading passer, or for probably the first time in my coaching career, I lose a game of homecoming. So one of those is going to happen on Saturday. But again, that's why this game is so fun. There are a lot of storylines that go into every week, and obviously this one has a lot more because of my relationship with Buddy Pugh prior to me arriving here. The fact that I played with his son my senior year in college. We're great friends to this day. The amount of people that either work with Buddy, that I know, that I've worked with, it's a lot of familiarity with the 2 programs. James Spader, my associate head coach, tight ends coach for Buddy Pugh at South Carolina State, and so this is kind of a homecoming for him in sorts. And so again, that's what makes this game have so much meaning, and the fact that those are the 2 main storylines. Obviously, is Ryan close to breaking the record, Buddy Pugh 1 win away from becoming the all-time winningest coach there. But there are a lot of other stories that make this game very special, and we'll be looking forward to going up this week and making sure that we focus on what we need to do to be on the win side of all the history as opposed to the other side.
Do your players know know all of this stuff is going on, or would you prefer for them not to know at this point?
They know we have to go to work and practice hard and do the right things on the field, in the classroom, and we try to keep things in perspective. Again, the fact that all of these storylines are there. Again, it's more so for it calls for a great story. It would probably be a reason that there's going to be a packed house come Saturday because of all the things that are going on. But I try to keep this team focused on where our feet are. And again, that's Tuesday. Right now, they should be trying to eat as healthy as they can to make sure they're hydrated and properly nourished to go out here and practice this afternoon. As coaches, we're meeting, game planning, trying to figure out how to put the best game plan together. And when we take the field this afternoon, it's about how do we prepare ourselves to win the game. And that's when you keep your focus on that, I think it keeps you from riding the emotional wave and roller coaster that you can potentially ride if you're reading the headlines, getting on social media, doing all of those things.
Coach, in looking at the film from North Carolina Central, there were a lot of high snaps, offensive line unable to sustain some blocks. What is the strategy to kind of eradicate those problems against a rugged South Carolina State defense?
Well, one, fundamentally, that's where it starts. The one high snap, we hadn't had that all year. I don't think we had that last year. So that's not something that I think will reoccur. It was just, heat of the moment. That happens probably once or twice a season. Sustaining blocks, that's something that we've talked to those guys about. We challenged them on Sunday. I know some of the players are challenging their teammates to just dig a little deeper, give a little bit more effort to open up some of those running lanes, to make sure that we can finish up front, to create a positive rushing attack. I think that's something moving forward that we really have to make sure we do a great job of, is running the football. We've shown that we can throw the ball pretty much against anybody at our level. But we want to be balanced. We want to be able to efficiently run the football and just open up our entire offense. So we'll see how we perform, obviously, come Saturday. But there has been a huge point of emphasis placed on being able to finish blocks up front, run the football, and play good fundamental football.
With all the talk about the record, just from what you've seen, how has Ryan handled all this attention, and how has he been able to focus so well on the football field? Because being 21, 22 years old, sometimes that can go to your head.
Well, the way I've seen him handle it is act like it doesn't exist. I think Ryan understands that his legacy as a Florida A&M Rattler will be how he leads this team to victory on Saturdays in his senior year. Not so much as what passing records he holds, who he passed up to achieve those records. He'll be judged on winning homecoming. He'll be judged on beating our rivals. This week's a rivalry game. They're more down the line. And so I think that's what keeps him locked in, is that he understands that 3-8 football team with an all-time leading passer is not what Rattler football is all about, but a team that's performing as well as anybody, that's continuing to find ways to win with the quarterback. That's what we're about. And if records fall along the way, then that's amazing. He's been here forever. Seems like he's been here 10 years now. And when you play that much football, if you don't leave with some records, you probably hadn't done a whole lot during your tenure here. But this is Ryan's 4th year as a starter. And not to discredit anything he's done, because it's been phenomenal. But these guys that he's passed up, Pat Bonner was top 5 in one season. I mean, Quinn Gray had about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years as a starter. But he's put in the work. He's been here long enough. I would be shocked if the records didn't fall, But again, he doesn't focus on that. He focuses on winning football games, preparing every day, being a great leader for these guys. And that's why I've been proud of him, because we don't even talk about the passing records in the building. It only comes up on Sundays after game or Saturdays after games when they see how close he is to it, or Tuesday press conferences. But other than that, we talk about winning football games.
Coach, this game, as you know, before you came out of history of losing games late, you brought the nutritional program, the muscle mount. Are we seeing the residual of that now in terms of how the kids been able to do that, winning late?
I think that may be attributed to it. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what the reason is that we've been able to finish these games. We condition, we practice to be conditioned. We do what we we call fourth quarter drills. Now that's a term that really everyone in college football uses as conditioning. But I mean, when you're out there after a 2.5 hour practice and you're doing push-ups and sit-ups and planks and crunches and running gassers and sprints and all of those things to say, okay, we finished practice, but give me everything else that you have in you, then I think that's what you see a lot of that showing up. And our guys are really learning how to overcome adversity. You know, in 2 of those 3 games, but really I guess in all 3, we either got tired late or we went down late. And those guys didn't panic. They didn't, you know, maybe do what they've done in the past and start saying, oh, here we go again. They continue to believe that, hey, we're going to get it done. If you saw that game on Saturday, when the offense was on the field, that defense was standing right there cheering them on. Elijah Richardson was leading the charge. When we scored that last touchdown and then the defense got on the field, you saw Ryan Stanley leading the offensive charge on the sideline, getting behind those guys. That's teamwork. That's a belief that, hey, we put in this work together and we're going to get it done when it matters. And I think that's what you're starting to see. But the nutrition definitely helps because our guys aren't breaking down. You know, hopefully we can continue that as the season, you know, continues to progress.
Coach, the motto this year is fight to finish, and obviously you've been able to finish strong, 4-game winning streak. But speak about how the ability to fight to finish second quarter and third quarter, because you mentioned about we're finishing, but we got to figure out what's going on in the middle of ball games.
Well, I think a lot of it is just, you know, lack of fundamentals at times. Penalties, you know, a couple of times we've been right there in the red zone ready to score and a penalty will take us out of range. Or we'll have the defense will be on the field and have a team stopped. We'll give up a big third and extra long, you know, 14, 15-yard completion, offsides penalty or personal foul. So something, most of our issues are self-inflicted, and that's what's encouraging is because they're things that are easily fixable. And we just have to lock in a little bit more as players. We have to place a little bit more of an emphasis on it as coaches and just make them understand that in a 60-minute ball game, you have to perform throughout. It's not just starting fast. It's not just finishing. It's that second and third quarter between that is critical as well. Most people remember how you start and remember how you finish. But if we want to see more, I don't want to say blowout games or maybe not go down to the wire as much, we'll have to play much better in the second and third quarters.
Coach, in terms of the game going down to the wire, Ryan Stanley's play has been phenomenal, but we have to talk about Xavier Smith as well and what he's brought to the offense this year per se. Could you talk a little bit about what he's been doing in practice to improve his game day in and day out, and how you plan to use him against SC State?
Well, Xavier he's the best receiver in the conference right now. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Just a hard-working young man. Xavier's a guy that walked on at FAMU, came here. His mother went to school here. His older brother played football here, and just wanted to be the latest in the line of legacy coming to FAMU. And from down in Polk County, which is always really good football players down there, tough, hard-nosed, hard-working young men, and that's what he is. He just puts the work in. He's exceptionally gifted as far as being quick and dynamic, coming in and out of breaks. Has really good ball skills, and he's a steal for FAMU. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of the programs around this state probably feel like they missed out on one because again, he's a very, very dynamic football player, and you know, Ryan trusts him now. Well, he always has. I think he always has, but seeing what he's done the last 3 weeks, I mean, 9 catches, 12 catches, 9 catches, 100 yards almost every game. He's shown that he's a weapon, and I think at this point, the only thing that can stop Xavier Smith is me not giving him the ball enough. So we got to find innovative ways to get the ball in his hands and allow him to continue to be the dynamic player that he is. But those guys have great chemistry right now, and Xavier's a humble guy, just like most of our guys are. And that's what you love to see. You love to see those guys give credit to the offensive line, to Ryan, to their coach and teammates for how they perform. But a lot of that's attributed to Xavier Smith and how hard he works.
Coach, South Carolina State receiving quite a bit of votes in FCS top 25 and then the coaches poll too. Just as far as conference-wise, is this going to be kind of the first real gut check for this team so far in MEAC play?
I wouldn't say it's the first gut check. I thought the Norfolk State game was a gut check. Obviously, after we beat them, A&T handled them pretty well last week. But anytime you go on the road in this conference, it's going to be tough. And, you know, South Carolina State started the year off with a huge win against Wofford, who was ranked, I think, number 5 in FCS at the time, or top 10. And so they've shown that they're a quality football team. And I mean, they have really dynamic players. I mean, Tyrese Nick is the most dynamic quarterback that we're going to face all year. And he's a handful, and we have to do a great job of trying to contain him. Defensively, they've always been strong. That's a Buddy Pugh coach football team. That's their blueprint. Be sound on defense, be able to run the football, and that's what they've been showing. And so it's a quality opponent, but it's an opponent that we've known for a long time is going to be on our schedule. It's not a surprise that we're playing them this week. It's not a surprise they're playing as well as they are, you know, and we just have to, again, get ready to go on the road in this conference, understand how tough that is with 60 guys as opposed to 90 that they're going to dress, and be ready for a 60-minute dogfight. And our guys are mentally preparing for that. Of course, we're going to physically prepare for it, but if we do the little things right throughout the week, I think we give ourselves a great chance against this team. They're a good team, but they're not invincible. You know, it's a good football team, but we're a good football team. You know, we're 4-1, they're 3-1, we're 2-0 in conference, they're 1-0 in conference. Something's got to give on Saturday, and hopefully we'll prepare to be the one that breaks their will and plays our game as opposed to allowing them to play theirs.
Coach, to switch to the other side of the ball, I know you spoke about Elijah Richardson. Can you talk about Marquise Bell and how important he is to that defense? Because I know he sets the tune, and I believe he has at least 3 or 4 picks in the season. Can you talk how important Marquise Bell is?
Well, what Xavier has been to our offense, Marquise has been to our defense. Just a big-time playmaker. But, again, that's not a surprise when you see the way he works. You know, if you come watch us practice, he flies around, he's full speed. He's a leader even as a sophomore in the field. Both those guys are sophomores. You know, they got a lot of football left to play, but just wise beyond their years, very mature guys. You never hear him complain. You never hear him say a word about anything, injured or not. And that's why they're having so much success on the field, of course, with their God-given ability. But they both work hard at understanding what they have to do, but equally of what the opposing teams are trying to do. Marquise has a great understanding of what the offense is trying to do that he's going against. Xavier has a great understanding of what the defenses that he's going against is trying to take away from him. And they both are gamers on Saturday. They're just ball players. And, you know, we have more guys like that, but those two have really just jumped out this year. And both are in line for some postseason accolades if they continue to play the way they are.
Is that all? Any other questions? All right, thanks so much, Coach.
All righty. Appreciate it.
We